Monaco. Al Monaco and the Williamsville South team being introduced. Frank, they'll be the home team. Williamsville North will be the visitors. Let's run through the starting lineups. First for Williamsville North, at the point guard will be number 1, John Pagione. And then Josh Barrett, 23, at the other guard, averaging 10 a game. Pagione is a sophomore who had a tremendous game, number 1 there, and he's averaging 12.5 points per game. He had the big game, 19 points in their big win against Newfane, and that got him to this game. And then Alex Ulrich is the center, number 41. Steve Barth and Alex Barth are the twin brothers, juniors, starting at the forwards. For Williamsville South, coached by Al Monaco, it will be Mark Coppola, the outstanding 5'3" point guard, a sophomore. Joe Licata, the other guard. Zach Murray, their only height at 6'4", is the center. Brian Webb is their third guard, and Phil Stasiak, an outstanding player, Frank, is their other starter. So a pretty evenly matched lineup.
A little bit taller sideline, a little more experience for the team in the green. That would be the North Spartans. As we're coming to you from Williamsville South, the North Spartans, Walt, they got juniors and seniors in their starters, and a couple of freshmen for the team in the white. That's the home team here, the Williamsville South Billies.
Yeah, and immediately we have a holding call. The two officials working this ball game are David Smith and Dennis Hartnick. And on the inbound, the North team is going from left to right on your screen. They're in the green uniforms. They've got the gold trim. Pagione to the corner, and the Pagione will get it back. Swinging it to the right side now. Barth puts it up. That's no good, off the mark.
Well, they held possession for quite a long time there. They were looking to go a little one-on-one, it appears, as they cleared the right side away from the offensive attack. Let the guard go pretty much one-on-one. That was Pagione, but he couldn't get a good pass away or a good shot.
Alex Barth was the player that missed the shot. Here is Coppola. He rimmed it and it came out, but what an effort there by the 5'3" Coppola, now fouling the backcourt.
Well, that's just an amazing story. 5'3" player averaging 16 points and 7.5 assists per game. That is unbelievable. 5'3" sophomore. 23
points and 14 assists. I understand last year he also was terrific here in the finals. As Frank mentioned in the pregame, this is the 4th consecutive year that these two clubs have met, and that's sort of a surprise to get to this final. Swinging it around, 23, Barrett, no good, off the mark from 3. And look at the little guy chase down the rebound, and then it's fouled. Mark Coppola gets a long, Brian Webb, the other guy, gets a long rebound.
Well, you can see what they're doing at the defensive side of the basketball. They're immediately double team as soon as they get the ball in kind of a corner or sideline position. They're double teaming and trying to force the North team, who they perceive maybe to be maybe weaker ball handlers than the South team at this point, to try to dribble their way out of trouble.
Good pass to the corner, and the shot is off the mark by Webb. He front ironed it, and the rebound was to Ulrich. Alex Ulrich is the big center there for Williamsville North. No score. Boy, we played 1 minute and 13 seconds, and nobody has cracked the scoreboard yet. And the North, really, for such an athletic team, Frank, they're very fast. They're going at a slow pace.
And there's that double team up top, and the foul call against the big guy, number 00, Zach Murray. Yeah, Zach Murray, excuse me, the 6'4" junior. There you see him. Tallest player on the court for the Williamsville South Billies.
Yeah, really their only height to speak of out of the starters. No score in the game, and we've already played 1 minute and 23 seconds, 6:37 to go in the first quarter. This is a championship game. Newfane won the consolation 67-66. Short off the front iron, and then rebounded back up and in for our first points in the game.
Steve Barth got his own rebound, basically, just the one side, the shot from the one side, went back and got the rebound, put it back up and in.
So Steve Barth gets the first points in the game. Here's a steal to Josh Barrett. Barrett goes into the corner, and a long shot there by Alex Barth off the mark, and then a foul underneath going over the back. It would be number 10, Steve Barth.
Yeah, he was wearing the face mask there. You see it, though he's going to get it back out, protecting the nose, it looks like. But taking a bump there in the last game, and a little tender. You don't want to be in too much pain to get hit there again during the game.
Barth brothers and their twins. Coppola outside with the ball. Head of the circle right side, starts a drive. At only 5'3", look at this kid penetrate. He missed the layup.
2 great layup chances to the wall. He is not afraid to go up and
turnover, and Licata is off the mark. Licata, Frank, playing a little under the weather. Fast break down at the other end, and the layup is good by Alex Barth. So the Barth twins each have a field goal.
Yeah, we talked about them in the pregame, 6'3" juniors. One averaging 10 points, the other averaging 14.
You're wondering if North might have a little bit too much for South in this game. We'll see.
Well, they got Two strong coaches here in Western New York High School basketball. Chuck Swirsky for the team of the green, the North Spartans.
Big guy making a move, and the layup off the mark by Zach Murray.
Well, just look at that, 3 layups missed.
Oh, they run the court beautifully, but the pass a little bit long. Now wide open here. Pagion passes it underneath, and the shot missed by Alex Barth, and they foul.
That could be a problem for big guys in more foul trouble. You got to be careful out there if you're 0-0. Zach Murray, he really is the tallest player available, basically, for the Williamsville South team. There's the contact call, no foul on that. But the reach in from behind is going to be the foul call. So 14 fouls on the Williamsville South team. There's a missed free throw.
Yeah, that's Alex Barth, line left. Now, Alex Barth, the 6'3" junior, is their top player, averaging 14 points a game. He's the twin brother of 6'3" Steve Barth, obviously also a junior. He splits the pair, and it's a 5-2 lead. Here's something that I talked to the coach, but I didn't think we'd see this. He did not mention full court pressure in my phone conversation with Coach Swirsky. He mentioned maybe a 1-3-1 half-court trap, but they're going full court pressure. In the corner it goes, and on the penetration, number 20 has to kick it back.
Well, this guy here handling the basketball, he's really something. Mark Capola, as I said, he's had a couple of layup chances, missed them both.
That's a beauty, a left-handed shot by Pagion. Brian Webb, number 1 on the Williamsville South side. Brian Webb hits the 3, his first points of the game, making it 5-3. That is Pagion on a dish off and a travel on 21, Alex Barth.
He had the decision to make of going left or going right, and before he actually made the decision to put the ball down on the floor, he dragged the foot a little bit, and they called him for the travel.
Well, Mark Capola bringing it up. The only points of the game scored by number 1 right there. He has the ball on a 3, Brian Webb. And Webb to Capola, who tried for the tying field goal, and he missed it.
And that's the 3rd layup that he's had an opportunity for. Strong left-hand move, tough to defend against him. He's so quick, but he's got to make those shots also.
That was a tough shot, though. The center, Ulrich, is off the mark. Very good box out. And a steal. Well, it was a good box out by Stasiak, but then it was stolen away.
Yeah, and Steve Barth gets called for a warning anyway, because he slapped the ball through after the basket's going to be made. Look at the steal coming up right there. He fouled that up with the shot made, and then he just slapped the ball away, and the official had to give the warning.
Steve Barth now with 4, 3:42 to go in the first quarter. It's now 7-3. Williamsville North on top. And it's stolen away from Capola. That was a bad pass. And Pagion left it short, but look at the rebound, but he traveled for it. Boy, got all excited there. Ulrich, the center, and shuffled his feet there, Frank. All he had to do was go up, and if he could dunk it, he could dunk it.
This guy, as you said, his legs were going a little bit faster than his ability to catch up with the basketball. See the missed layup there. Good defense being played. Now who's going to get the loose ball? And as he decided what to do with it, to put the shot up without touching the glass, he took the extra step. That was an easy travel call as well. So a little timeout taken on the floor here.
Yeah, you have to wonder what the center, Alice Ulrich, would be thinking about there, because he's 6'5", and the guys around him certainly wouldn't block his shot. They were awful, like small guards.
Yeah, you can always put it back down on the floor too. You don't have to shoot it as soon as you get your hands on it. Take a quick dribble if you have to get a little bit closer and use your strength, your size. Hit the basket pretty hard.
3:29 to go in the first quarter of the championship game. Let's talk a little bit about the consolation game. Newfane got off to a huge lead against Fredonia, 19-4 after 1. It came right down to the buzzer.
Yeah, it sure did. And we had a very interesting crowd very much into the ball game, the first game of our doubleheader coverage, and a 1-point loss there for Fredonia. They had a very good game against Williamsville South in the preliminary contest to get to this championship.
Yeah, that's right. Newfane won the consolation 67-66. Fredonia actually led by 5 in the last couple of minutes against Williamsville South, and Williamsville South scored the last 8 points to win that. Ulrich is off the mark. And back the other way. 3 airborne and short off the mark by Steve Barth. Little guy on the passover, and that shot is blocked away.
That was good, well defended there, as he forced the player to take the extra step to get a little bit too close to the basket and hit the back or the other side of the rim.
Beautiful move by Josh Barrett, 6-foot senior, averaging 10 a game. First points for Barrett. Nice little move, and a shot missed again by Stasiak, who's had a little bit of a rough time.
Not a strong start here for the Williamsville South Billies. But again, we've got to remind our viewers, this is an extremely young team for varsity basketball. We're talking about a starting sophomore point guard, a starting freshman guard to work with them at the off-guard position, then a starting forward who's also a freshman. We got 2 freshmen, a sophomore, a junior, and 1 senior in the starting lineup for the team in white there, the Williamsville South Billies.
Looked like Barrett was grabbed there as he tried to pass it down low to Ulrich. Wholesale subs. Mark Balsam's in a guard for North. He is inbounding the ball. Wide open shot here. Alex Barth is money.
That's his 5th point of this first quarter. Real good rotation on that shot, and not much hesitation to get it off either.
And Coppola stripped away, and we'll have a jump ball called. Possession arrow belongs to the Williamsville South team, and again, it's 23. Josh Barrett all over the court here for North. Good look at Barrett and company. We mentioned 33, Mark Balsam has come in the game. Let's watch the quick hands here.
Yeah, you see him go through the legs there, and the defender who stayed right with him, Josh Barrett, had no difficulty at all just tapping the ball away. That started the problem of the tie-up. Possession staying with South.
South unable to get anything going offensively. They've had nothing going, and there's a beautiful drive. That's something going by the substitute player, Wood.
Armand Wood.
Armand Wood is first points, and look at that circus move. Laid up and in by Josh Barrett, count it, and he'll go for the 3-point play.
Well, an 8-point lead here. You see that Williamsville North just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive at this point, getting to the basket. See the move right there. Yeah, strong play. A difficult shot to block. He was fortunate that he had a soft touch off the glass.
Wood committed the foul, and the offensive rebound is put back up and in by Alex Ulrich, the center. Now the height's showing itself to the advantage of North also.
Polo almost lost it again.
Totally harassing the little guy, and they turn it over. And down court, left-handed layup is good by Gaines. James Gaines, another sub off the bench. He averages 8 per game.
Well, Al Monaco's got to be a little bit concerned. His point guard out there, Mark Polo, is being harassed significantly by the defenders, and you see what happens as you look at the ball being bounced around. That's a tough pass as you're losing your balance. And taking off here is Gaines with a very strong move, good left-handed move to the basket to get that one up and in. And a very nice effort for Williamsville North to build up a 12-point lead. How about the Enforcers? Tune it in every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Hosted by Rob Ray and Matthew Barnaby on Time Warner Sportsnet. It's a live show. And last week, Rob Ray, went Christmas shopping before the Christmas day itself, and of course this week the Ice Bowl coming to town. Walt, a big deal here in Western New York as they're putting that rink together.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to watch that one. That's going to be fabulous. And I watch the Enforcer show. You know, it's two ex-pros, and it's funny they show them fighting. And one time Barnaby beats them, they show that a lot because he didn't win that many against him. I'll tell you.
Well, no, Rob Ray, a tough customer, no doubt about it.
And they have a good mixture, and they are very professional, and a lot of joking around between the two. Also, you know. Barnaby told Ray, how many goals did you score? Because he's got a lot more goals than Rob Ray.
Well, look at the full court pressure. You talked about that here at this game.
But I think it's worked.
It's slowed the game down just enough.
It's been effective. Long 3 off the mark there, no good by.
And this is the game that Williamsville South cannot get into. They have a nice shot, but they've got to hit some outside shots to cut into the 12-point margin and send a message to the North team. The North team, right on Walt, is allowing 1 shot, and there's defense for rebounds.
Yeah, that was Licata who missed at the other end, and North turns the ball over. From the looks of things in this first quarter, it looks like North has a little bit too much firepower for the South team, but there's a long way to go. Here's Coppola. They're playing some pretty good defense there on the inside, too. Broke down the defense that time, and the layup was missed by Aaron Adams off the bench. He'll shoot 2 free.
Nice roll to the basket there by Aaron Adams. Again, a very young player. He's a freshman, 6'2" tall, and it's amazing that, you know, when you think about it, there's 3 freshmen playing up on the varsity and getting a lot of minutes for Al Monaco here at Williamsville South.
First shot is good. And Murray made a good play just to keep that alive with that pass. Murray looked like he was going to be going out of bounds with the ball. Made a pretty nice pass there to 32 Adams, who's at the line, a 6'2" freshman, averaging 3 per game. They need a spark from someone.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, he got his own rebound. Adams with the offensive rebound, and South will have another possession. Their main player, Coppola, has not scored yet. We haven't seen him shoot from the outside either. Here he is with the ball. He's only 5'3". He penetrates a lot for a 5'3" guy.
Sure
Great
does.
pass, and it's laid in
Well,
by
Murray
Murray.
gets on the board, yep. Well, that's what they needed. You know, he's been missing those layup opportunities. This time he decided to pull it down and deliver a beautiful assist. And he's one of the better guys in doing that on this court.
Well, both these clubs play man-to-man. That was a nice-looking drive, but the shot was missed, and it will go over to Williamsville South. It's Pagione. Boy, I didn't think he was going to shoot that, Frank. He was up against 3 defenders.
Yeah, 5'10" tall. He's not afraid to go in there against the Williamsville South team and try to get the shot away, maybe draw some contact. Good pass.
Another good pass, but it's blown inside by Murray, missing the layup. And again, it was Coppola setting up that play. Little bank shot off the window is good for Mark Balsam, a substitute guard. Balsam on the board. First points for Mark Balsam. Coppola, looks like their offense is starting to click a little bit. Coppola on the left side with 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's been a nightmare for Williamsville South at home. Of course, you could call this almost a home game for North. Coppola to Murray, and over his head a turnover.
Well, Murray just couldn't get his hands on it. He was expecting the ball to come there clean. It was tipped. And as he tried to get in position to catch the ball, it deflected off his own fingertips. So North with the last opportunity, Walt, to get more points on the board. They've got an 11-point lead.
A great quarter for North, who incidentally, they're 8-1, and they're 0-1 at home. Long three almost went by Pagione at the horn as it banked off the glass, no good. So it's great first quarter, technically on the road for Williamsville North. We'll step aside and take a break, and the score after one quarter in this championship game is Williamsville North 19 and Williamsville South 8. Falls.
One of the 7 wonders of the world. A beautiful place to go visit, regardless of the time of the year. You've never ceased to be amazed by the falling water. And up in Niagara Falls, currently, the Festival of Lights on through the holiday season. Always a nice display up there.
That's their big thing, and remember, the Niagara Falls, of course, we're on the state side, United States, and there's also the Canadian Falls,
Correct.
too. So there's a lot going on both sides of the border. Of course, we're more concerned with the United States.
Well, still a great place to go.
And speaking of Niagara Falls, who could forget that run that Johnny Flynn and Paul Harris made a few years ago when they almost won the national championship, losing only one game, Frank.
Yep.
And now they're together at Syracuse.
Yeah, quite a team out there at Syracuse. Again, fun to watch those guys.
And you get the opportunity on Time Warner Sportsnet to watch them, and not only watch them, some of the games are live. A lot of the games are live. And they've been on Time Warner Sportsnet at least 3 or 4 times that I remember. And they're pretty good. They're an exciting team.
Oh, yeah.
I know they had a big injury, unfortunately, to their shooting guard.
That was a Diebendorf?
Yes, that is correct, Frank. Good call. And unfortunately, he's out for the year, I believe. He was a good shooter, but it probably allows him to play a more athletic lineup.
Yeah, torn cartilage, I believe, was a problem. But he's a great shooter, good leader out there on the court, too. And hit the big shots many times.
But they are surely exciting, and they're going to get better and better, so you'll be able to watch them as they grow right here on Time Warner Sportsnet. Johnny Flynn, starting point guard of Syracuse, is a freshman doing great work, and Paul Harris, a sophomore, they're also starting. They got some other freshmen that are terrific. A Green kid that's terrific.
Dante Green.
The Williamsville South needs something here. Coppola is a great passer, and his layup is blocked away from Ulrich. I think player got Ulrich from Zach Murray, excuse me. I think the defender got a piece of it there, Frank.
Yeah, he also got a piece of Murray's arm, and Murray was looking for the foul call on the miss.
I think you're right. I think you're right. That was Herberger on the defensive side. I'll tell you, Coppola can't do anything better than what he's been doing as far as setting up his players underneath.
Yeah, as I said, he drove to the basket earlier, missed some shots, so he's decided to dish the ball off until he gets his shot back and confident. Look at that, good defense on the double team.
Yeah, that's the first good double team, I think, by South. Here's Webb, leaving it outside to Murray, getting it in Coppola's hands. Stasiak, who's been held scoreless. Coppola in the corner. Coppola, I think he's been held scoreless too. Boy, this guy's been wide open, and Murray lays it in. He could have a monster game, Frank, if he starts converting.
Well, they're getting the ball inside to him, but there's got to be a little bit of better defense being played there to cover up. The penetration by the guard is forcing some movement by the defensive center, basically playing up against Murray, and Murray's just kind of holding his ground. Just watch what happens here. The baseline move going around this defender right there forces a little move down the baseline. You see what happens. Number 50 gets caught in a very tough spot. That's Herberger. He had to defend the ball. He couldn't defend the guy behind him.
Pagiona's line left one in bonus, and he hits it. We haven't heard that in a while. One in bonus. 1 and 1, that's all you hear nowadays. It's the same terminology. That foul was on Mark Coppola, by the way, in the backcourt. 20-10. And John Pagione hits them both. It's a good-looking player. 21-10. Coppola, give and go. Nice roll to the bucket, but missed by Murray.
Yeah, he's getting some tremendous chances. You know, he's about shooting 50% at this point, but those are layups. They got to be made.
Yeah, you got to hit probably 3 out of 4 then.
Exactly.
Timeout call by Mark Balsam, who was double-teamed and trapped there by Coppola and Webb. There's Balsam going off. He does have the bucket. Right now, Frank, all the momentum is with Williamsville North.
Oh, it sure is. As you know, you look at the replay and the sideline move. There's contact, and then the timeout called on the double team. You know, that's what they were a little bit concerned about earlier. They're getting double teamed and losing the possession of the basketball. But coach says if we get in trouble, make the call, take the timeout, we'll reset. We've got a comfortable 11-point lead here.
Well, the strange thing is talking to the head coach, Al Monaco. He was saying his club's so young that they're light. You know, they don't weigh a lot. In other words, they're thin.
Exactly.
And that's where they might get pushed around on the boards. But that really hasn't been the case too much in this game. It's just been the lack of converting their shots.
You got a couple of freshmen there, and typically freshmen are going to be, what, 13, 14 years old. Those are young players up against kids that are 17, 18. You know, it's just the way things go.
Good look at Al Monaco and his staff. Al Monaco, 20 years now.
Tough pass.
22 overall. For 20 years coaching, head coach at Williamsville South.
A nice steal there by Murray, anticipating where the ball was going to go.
Murray's been active. Just has to convert a little bit more. They need this shot, and it's an air ball. No good by Licata. Rebound to Murray, strong to the hoop, and he draws the foul. So
that's what they need. They need him to get in there, Walt. You know, the ball was well off on the shot. It didn't hit the rim or even the backboard for that matter. But he was sharp enough to position himself to get his hands on the ball, then make those double moves, and force the defender right there to make the contact on the kind of up and under move from behind.
Murray line right, Canton. We'll have one more. And the player that missed the shot, Joe Licata, Frank, he has 23-point shots on the year and averages 12 points per game. He's 0 for 2 from the three-point land. Now, he's a little under the weather, not making excuses for him, but normally he would be pretty good on that type of wide-open shot. Nice form and good shots by Zach Murray.
Yeah, Murray coming up with his 6th point of this first half, averaging 7 points on the year.
He's going to have a monster game. Oh boy, I thought he might have stepped there, but he didn't. Balsam goes in the corner. Look at this drive. That is just too easy for Steve Barr.
Yeah, kind of a textbook move, his 6th point of the game. Gets a lot of inside baskets. And a nice baseline move there, Walt, and he did it to perfection. He
really did. Outside Webb thought about it. Cutting to the basket, Stasiak, and he left it short on the layup.
That's been, again, another problem that they've had. Those opportunities are there.
Running the court north, they turn it over. And let's watch Coppola. Boy, he blows by Pagione and lays it in.
His first points of the game, and that was lightning quick.
And the other way. No good. Follow up. The third try, banked in, good by Ulrich. Well, Barrett misses, Ulrich hits his 2nd attempt.
Yeah, they just got to get those big guys away from the basket, but as you said, they're kind of smaller and more slender players for the team in the white, the Billies. And as a result, it's hard to push those big guys away from the basket.
You know, that's the first time they really got hurt on the offensive boards like that. Here's Murray, and Murray is fouled, and you know, Murray's getting assertive. You know, as an athlete, Frank, we played more recreation ball. But when you're feeling it in that game, I got a feeling that Murray might be feeling it a little bit. You know, well, this could be his night.
Well, it might be under some direction, too, to take more charge or greater charge of the offense. He's one of the juniors on the team in the starting position, Walt. So, you know, he's got some experience here. And the freshmen, they need him to step up.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a nice form on his free throws, and if you're 3 for 3 from the free throw line, you certainly should be able to convert more than 50% of your inside layups. Because I don't remember Murray taking anything but layups in this game.
So far, that's all it's been. That I can recall, maybe one outside shot.
Pleasantly surprised by his free throw shooting. I'll tell you that, when you see a player that misses a few layups, you don't really think he's going to be that smooth at the free throw line.
Well, the team is 5 of 6 at the free throw line.
Yeah, he's 4 out of 4.
And for North, they're 3 of 5.
Lasachi with some backcourt pressure, the first we've seen. Whipped underneath and deflected away, and a turnover on North.
Too many players looking at the ball that time. It was a good pass, entry pass from the up top beyond the arc. But 2 Williamsville North players, and one kind of deflected the ball away, reaching a little bit too far for it.
Coppola is gobbled up by the center. Coppola takes the shot and misses it. Off the mark, and here comes North.
Almost stolen there by Coppola, very aggressive along the far sideline. Well, you know, it's just a 9-point game. You stay in the area of 10 points and get through the first half. Remember that Williamsville South was down to Fredonia last night.